very emotional, Teddy Bruschi. And he's one of those heart and soul guys that the Patriots can't do without. And you really very rarely can put a finger on the types of things that he and the Vrabels and the Seaus of the world and the Harrisons and the Seymours, but together collectively, they are one tough unit, as the Chargers found out time and time again in the red zone. What happened? Because that was the difference in this football game. If the Chargers were able to stick it in the end zone instead of kicking field goals, they might have won in New England on Sunday.
When you play a team that scores as many points as the Patriots do, you can't settle for field goals in the red zone. And San Diego came up with 0 touchdowns in the red zone, had to settle for field goals. Take a look at Phillip Rivers on 3rd and goal at the 9. He looks, everybody's covered. Where am I going to go with the football? But I know I've got pressure, because pressure is coverage's best friend. Right, Dion? Here comes Vrabel. Check it down to Chambers. Tackle him. Make him kick another field goal. What, 4 for 4 in field goals? They can't answer with touchdowns. How about this on 3rd and 1? On the 4-yard line. Run the power play over here, Michael Turner. They've got the edge sealed over here, but you know who this is? Junior Seau running through on his own. It's not a blitz. He's just running through. He sniffs it out. If he gets to the edge, this is a walk-in for a touchdown. Make him kick another field goal. 4 times they had to kick field goals down there. If they score touchdowns on a couple of them or one of them, it's a different ball game.
And, of course, it would be a different ball game if the guy who's been a lock for them in the red zone year after year, game after game, was in the game and healthy. And that's, of course, LaDainian Tomlinson, who touched the ball 3 times on Sunday. This after being removed from the injury report on Friday, and him saying on Championship Friday that he was close to 100%, but it was apparently a coach's decision, according to the game broadcast. So after the game, the coach was asked what happened with his star running back.
LT tried to go, and he just couldn't go. You know, the pain in the knee, the what he felt, he couldn't push off it, and he couldn't go. He ran and cut, and you know, every day got better, and felt he couldn't go. But there's a lot of difference when you lower your shoulder and run into a 300-pound guy as compared to running and cutting and splitting, running against air.
I'm sure Phillip Rivers had pain, Antonio Gates had pain. They played. What do you think?
Well, don't get into that. I mean, that's the stupidest thing you could ask. The guy was not able to go. The doctors and trainers said he couldn't go.
Well, that's going to be a question that's going to be asked in San Diego. And,
that's a question.
And sports talk radios across the country, and even on this show.
Right.
Even on this show, because, I mean, we may find out subsequently that he is seriously injured. But from what everyone was led to believe leading up to this week, we were going to be led to believe that LaDainian Tomlinson was going to be in this game. And instead, all we saw was him sitting most of the game underneath that tarp with the visor over his helmet, just stoic the entire game. What do you make of this, Dion?
You know what? This is vital to me, because you understand what T.O. overcame to get back in the game. You understand what Plexico goes through each week. You understand what Phillip Rivers, he wasn't even expected to play. It's a lot of speculation. LT told us close to 100%. The problem is when you tell me close to 100%, I have expectation. And when you don't meet my expectation, you open yourself up for us to try to guess. Now, what's the problem? You're a big-time player, and big-time players must play in big-time games. I know a lot of people will give LT a pass and say, we don't know what happened. But right now, as his teammates, as fans looking on, you got to come. It must be a surgery for him to get a pass on this one. I hope we come up with something in the offseason that's not severe, but it warrants a surgery, because there's no reason not to play with all the medication in the world today, not to play in this big game that could propel your team to the Super Bowl.